Hello, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. Good evening. Good evening from Seattle. How are you guys all doing? Now, as you're coming into our live show today, tell me where you're from. Where are you from? Where are you chiming in? Are you from Chicago? Are you from Illinois someplace? Where are you from? Let me know right here. Where are you from? Oh, hello, Atlanta. How are you, Atlanta? Is it pretty hot in Atlanta right now? Is it getting real hot? Welcome, everybody, to Huddle Time with Ronit. And as we changed, we are, hi, Chicago. Hello, Canada. So good to have all of you here. Huddle Time with Ronit, and we are coming live every week, every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with some spectacular guests. And we are chiming in, and we are here to help everybody learn how to have an extraordinary career in the beauty industry, what you need to do in order to brand yourself, what you need to do in order to get great lessons, what we need to do in order to run a great salon, if you wanted to be a platform artist, what you need to do in order to get a really great, a fantastic career. So welcome, Huddle Time with Ronit. We're going to have a great guest. I'm waiting for my guest to come in. Ashley's going to join us in just a little bit, and we're going to talk a lot about that. So I'd love for you to chime in and listen. Tell me where you're from. Put in the comments where you're from. Hello? Hello, hello. Here we go. Ashley, are you here? Hello, Ashley.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. How
Hi,
are
hon.
you?
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Turning 26 one more
Yeah.
time. One more
That's
time.
right.
How old are you, Ashley? I'm wondering how old are you? What is it? Are
Really?
you 21?
I'm 29. I'll be 30 this year.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's so good. Hey, Linda from Peru. How are you? It's good to see you guys are coming from all over. So good. We're here with Huddle Time with Ronit, and we have Ashley Nicole as our guest. We're so
Hi.
excited. Tell us where you're from. Put down right in front where you're from. That's so good to hear. We're going to be talking a lot about what does it take to be very successful in this beauty industry. What is it
Oh,
successful to be in hello from Detroit. Hey, Lulu, as you're chiming in, I'd love if you comment right in. If you can learn anything today, what would it be? What would you like to do? And let me help you. Is it about how to make a very profitable career? Hello, is it how to create a very successful salon? We're going to talk about how to keep positive in today's world. We're going to talk about what is it like to go back to work after being in a lockdown for quite some time. But I do want to tell you a little bit about my new friend, Ashley. Her name is Ashley Nicole, and she has been always hungry for more knowledge and even stronger passion to share it. So she is a student forever and a sharer forever. Yeah. And I know I'm
thank
looking at
you.
everybody coming in, but wait, this has got a lot to do. Now, for the last 10 years, she has been, perfecting her talent at one of the most prestigious salons in the Midwest, which is Zana Salon Day Spa. There's about 4 locations of them. In addition to a full-time being behind the chair, which you know what it is, Ashley has so much passion about recruiting and hiring new talents for the salon and developing a new talent for the salon. She has been such a motivational, inspirational speaker, and she is speaking her message around the country, telling everybody what does it take to be a really to have success in this industry? Because obviously at age 29, to have such an incredible career is pretty impressive, Ashley. Would you say so? How did
Oh,
you
I
start?
love
How did
you.
you
I
start all
love
of it?
you. You are so sweet. Isn't she sweet, you guys? She's the best. Thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Absolutely. Can you guys hear us well? Let us know if you can hear us well.
I think they could hear, right, you guys? Can you hear us? Okay, good. How I got started in this business, I've always loved people. I've always loved beauty. And it was just called to me. And I said this the other day that I don't want to toot my horn, but people, they're a magnet for me. You know what I mean? And so I'm sure if you're a people person, you're, listening to this, you can relate. People just come to you because you love them. And that's it. I've loved people. I've loved beauty since all I can remember, since I was 5 years old. And so this is my passion and my calling. So that's really how I got into it.
It's so important. And yeah, I can see myself that I'm only half a person here. So
That's
I'm going to
okay.
stand up.
You look good. You look
And move
good.
it a little bit more there. I'm reaching out with my hand. So I just wanted to know how's everybody around the world is doing. How you feeling is that? If anybody went back to work already, please just tell us yes. How many of you have went back to work? That would be really great. If you can share that with us. So you started as, did you always know that you wanted to be in the industry, in the beauty industry?
I didn't always know, but I knew I needed to be with people. I knew I loved makeup, but it's just something that it was all for the best that I got into this business. I had really, if I'm being honest, I had a really crappy ex-boyfriend, but the one thing I'm very grateful for him was he got me into the beauty business. He was a hairstylist and he kind of showed me the light and said I would be great at it. He encouraged me to do it, and I went for it, and he was absolutely right. It was the perfect spot for me. And so it's just fantastic. I love this business. Literally eat, sleep, and breathe beauty. That's all I do. And so I'm sure the people listening, you guys can relate that you're so passionate you can barely contain it.
Yeah. Well,
Oops, man.
I'm sure you have a great, I'm sure you're going to let us know about your challenge that you had with an ex-boyfriend and how you got back. And I definitely want to dive into it, because nobody should be treating anybody in a nasty way, obviously. But it's nice to know that in this industry, that's where you found yourself, and you found the most of you. And so you went to school, and became a student, right? And then did you join Xanus Salons right from the beginning?
Actually, I worked at a salon with that ex-boyfriend. I worked at a salon called Gallery of Hair in
The
Chicago. Yeah.
ex-boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, yes.
Yes. Lindsay Palm said my crappy boyfriend got me here too. Yes. There's a reason, guys. There's always
There's a way. There's always that one crappy boyfriend that it's only one and never again, right?
Oh, Mariah, I love you. Oh my God, I'm looking at the comments. Well, here's the story, guys. I told Ronit is I want the people listening, and the reason we got on this topic, her and I, was because of quarantine. We were listening to all of this domestic abuse talk. We were listening at the time to how hard it might be for some people to be stuck in a house with somebody who is not treating them the way they need to be treated. And so I told her the story because there if you're in that place currently, right, or if you're involved in something that you shouldn't be, you can get out of it, and there's always a silver lining to teach you, to help you grow, and to find the good in it. So that's really why we're talking about that, because I want to inspire people to get out of it, to love themselves. I figured to be in this industry, how can I really give people confidence and make them feel amazing if I wasn't feeling amazing, right? Like if I'm in this crap situation, or I'm being mistreated, or I'm not respecting myself, how in the world can I give that confidence to other men and women and inspire them? So it was great. I got out of it, and I'm very grateful. I think he was in my life to teach me what my passion was and open the door to something amazing.
So how did you got in actually introduced to that industry? So I understand that that kind of turned you on into it, but how was the experience to go through school?
You know, I'm sure some of you guys can relate. It was high school, I didn't care. So to be in more school for me, I wasn't quite sure, but I ended up loving beauty school so much. I met some of my best friends there. I went to Pivot Point Academy in Bloomingdale, and it was the best time of my life. And to this day, I'm in the schools, I'm recruiting, and I tell the students, savor this moment because it's amazing, and it opens so many doors, such a beautiful time, and it's a stepping stone into, you have no idea the greatness that you could be. So if you're in school right now, just savor it, just enjoy every minute because it's the
Well,
best.
let's ask our audience. How many of you are actually students? How many are stylists? How many are salon owners? If you can just put it right here in the comment, because I'd love to know everybody's experience in school. I hear, I hear many students, and of course, I've been, educator in cosmetology schools. That hey, gay, oh, that's so good. Is it K-Leak? We would love to know how was your experience at school. Did you like your beauty school? Or if you could have had some better experience, what would you want to have in a school? So for you, Ashley, knowing today a lot of schools around the area, what would you think that it would be much more efficient or change the experience or better the experience for us to be better students or better hairstylists afterwards?
I think it's a great question. I always feel like you cannot control other people, you cannot control what's going on, but you can always control your attitude. And it's not always easy, but you can make the best of it. You can seek out any education you want with the media today. Um, you can YouTube, you can Google just about anything. So if I were a student today, I would be absolutely obsessed with teaching myself everything I can, reaching out to people every chance I get, poking at people that maybe I admire and look up to. I can only speak from that standpoint because I loved school. I think my beauty school was fantastic. Like I said, Pivot Point in Bloomingdale, in Chicago, in Illinois. To me, it's about you, okay? Because we can point our finger out at the world and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. But ask yourself, if you're listening, what am I doing? How is my attitude? And how can I be more positive? And so here's Kaylee saying she would have loved to have a more positive instructor, but yes, I am learning how to control my attitude. And that's great, Kaylee, because you can't control who gets put in front of you, right? You can't. We can't control the weather. We can't control what comes our way, but you can control the way you see out and the way you operate. So I would be very careful, the way that you move in a positive way to teach and educate yourself, and make sure you're absorbing as much positivity as you can because
Well, it's so true. It's so profound what you're saying, because you can't really choose right all the time the things that you want. But you get what you need. So how can we come into the world with a positive attitude? And one of the things that I was thinking, Ashley, is that you know you better yourself. You kind of work on yourself. You work on yourself. What do I need to do to become number one master stylist? I had a great conversation with a phenomenal, successful platform artist the other day, and she said to me, Ronit, in my eyes, there was one goal and one goal only, is to become the best that I can be, the best that I can be. And so I didn't care how many hours or whatever I needed to do, but I wanted to become a really great stylist, so my legacy would be that I will be known that I am a great stylist. Now, do you find that the same thing, that was your drive as well?
well, I think for me, it's always, I just love the craft. It's like when I was younger, I wasn't really thinking about what legacy I was going to have, what I was going to leave behind, right? When you're young, let's just say you're 20, you're 21 years old. What do you care about at that age, right? You care about maybe being young, on fire, maybe building your empire of sorts, right? I don't know. To me, I was all about just working really hard and getting really good at hair. And now as I get a little bit older and I've seen a little more in this industry, uh, I feel like I've broadened my view about what I want to leave behind, and it's kind of how can I put this? The path is kind of lengthened for me in a sense. I was looking at everything this close, and one of my mentors, her name's Sarah Akins, she told me, you can't look at your goals this close, right? You have to look deep into the future because life hopefully is long for us, and planning out further is going to be better for you because if you make goals up this close, it's going to be a lot harder to achieve those goals because the time is not realistic on them. So basically what I'm saying is I wasn't thinking of much when I was that young, but now that I'm really thinking, I'm starting to create really reasonable ambitions for myself and put a plan in place to achieve them,
That's true. So you're saying that you're not looking at these goals, but what are your goals now? What would you like? Where are you right now? So tell us a little bit of what you do um, in at the salon on a weekly basis, and then what are your goals?
Well, I'm a hairstylist. That's what I do. But I feel like I'm the gatekeeper because I'm a recruiter. I hire for the salon, and I take a lot of passion and pride in that because I find myself really caring about the standards of the salon, and I care about growing people a lot, a lot. I think it's the most important thing to me. So if I can get into the schools, touch the students, inspire them, give them some energy, some motivation, and then bring them back to work with us, it's like it's a win-win for everybody. And so that's kind of my role in the salon. I try to keep a positive attitude always at the salon and kind of influence the vibe because it's very important, especially in times like these. It gets very hard, right? But I hold myself to that because I think it's a huge value that we enjoy what we're doing and we show love to who we're doing it for. So that includes the team and everybody. It's all good vibes.
So and I'm listening to you what you're saying, and I'm thinking so being uh, going back to work. You've been back to work for about 4 days. About
One
just
day. It
Oh,
was
one
today.
day. Oh
Yes.
my God, today is your first day. So how was your first day? And what did you learn from it today?
So I will say this, with everything that's going on, I got to my second appointment of the day, and then we actually had to shut down because of people coming and possibly riots and looting and all of that. So it wasn't much of a first day, but when I get back, I intend to hold the standard high because I think my guests deserve that, right? People deserve what they pay for. And if you are providing a service for these people, even though it might look very different coming back, in my eyes, I don't want it to feel too different to them where, it's uncomfortable. We need to make it comfortable for these people. We need to get back to what we love, and we can create that vibe and that normalcy in our own way. It's a new normal, of course, but I'm just ready to get back to servicing people at an exceptional level because that's my passion. I don't want to accept anything less, and sometimes things are out of our control. So it's baby steps. Um, but
Now,
our company is working to get back to that.
and I'm sure that this is all going to come down, and people are going to be more united together in all of this, and it's just a matter of keeping the love and the hope and making sure that we all come from that side. And I know you agree to that. Um, why don't we just dive in and tell everybody what does it take, in your opinion, since you've been recruiting and you're speaking in schools into students, what does it take to build a really good recruiting system in a salon?
Well, our team, what we like to do is kind of change with the times. And so before it was all about being in the schools, it was all about touching the students, all of these different things. And we found ourselves kind of like on a hamster wheel, running, 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 running. So change with the times. Everybody's on social media. All the students are on Instagram. The schools are on Instagram, the teachers. And so we try to build relationships the best we can with the schools, with the teachers. You know, I had recently dropped off some vouchers for all of the teachers saying, hey, come in and have a massage on us. You know, here's a complimentary spa ticket voucher, if you will. And just building good relationships with the schools is so important because at this point, if they have a great student, they can reach out to me and say, Ashley, oh, this would be a great fit. And that happens quite a bit now, you know, obviously not in this moment because recruiting is not much on our mind, but that's kind of the way we operate, is having great relationships with the schools and the students and just try to help them grow as best we can, because if you do that and your intention's in a great place, if it's a great fit, they're going to come and it'll be beautiful.
So when do you ever advertise on your social media when you need a new talent to come in, other than schools?
Well, we do, but you know what? I go as far as to go to the school's page, right? You go to the school's Instagram, you look on their page, they'll show you who's graduating on their social media page. You know, you can obviously connect with them right there. So, how would you feel if you're fresh out of school and a recruiter messages you and says, "Hey, are you interested in a job or a tour or whatever it is that they would like?" Because most times they want to shop around, right? They want to come in, they want to see and see if it's a good fit. So to me, it's all about building relationships, and that has been really great for us.
Yeah. So once you know, you get in touch with somebody from school, how do you know that they're a good match for your culture?
Well, they really do like a 30-day tryout in a sense. And so um, we have all of these different systems in place. One of them is our new interns have a whole manual, right? A training manual. And in that manual, um, they are to go around to the staff, to their teammates, and get peer feedback. They are to, you know, we're kind of checking in with them, and they're checking in with us. Do you like us? Do we like you? You know, you'll know if it's a good fit. And if they're hardworking and they want to be there and they want to learn, you know, you'll see that. It'll be very visible. So to me, it's about how much do you want to grow? If you're
Yeah.
open to learning, we can teach you anything. You know, if you're dedicated and determined, we could teach you anything.
Well, let's ask our audience, anybody who's joined in and have been experimenting recruiting, or when you go out of school, how do you know what's the right school for you, or what's the right salon for you? Did you guys had like a great match right from the beginning, or what is the greatest? What kind of an environment? What's important to you?
Yeah.
Being in a salon to make you successful? Like, what would you like?
We have a question. If we hire
I could,
experienced stylists, we do. We always, again, we do like a tryout of, you know, is there's always a brief training on company culture, different things like that. But it's more so a tryout. Is this a good fit for you? And you'll know, right? And again, ask the staff, is it a good match? They'll tell you right away.
yeah. So I think when the salon mutually feels the way they want you as you want them, and
Yes,
an energy match, a place to
exactly.
build career.
She
I
knows.
love that. I love that. Is it Ellie? I love
It's
that.
Lindsay
It's,
Palm.
oh,
It's
hey,
Lindsay
Lindsay.
Palm. She's one of my greatest friends. I
Oh,
love
hey, Lindsay.
her.
How are you? So, Lindsay, talking about that, how do you guys, what do you feel for you guys? If you could pick a perfect place to work, what would it be like? And let's not talk about energy, because energy is really important, but what are you looking to get? What is the outcome that you're looking to get working in a wonderful place? What is it going to do for your lifestyle? What are you looking to achieve by working in a great salon? And what was it for you? What was it for you, Ashley, to find the right fit for you? What were you looking in a salon?
I was really looking for a place that felt high end at the time. Again, I was 20 years old. I wanted somewhere high end. I wanted to feel fancy. I wanted to be able to grow. You know, ask me that question today. Thank you. Thank you, Maritza. Ask me that question today, I would answer the same way. You know, I love the company culture and the standards that my salon at where I work, Zano Salon, um, that is so important to me. I can't even express it to you. I'm so passionate about the elevated way of doing business as a hairdresser. You know, education is first. We're really a education company before we're a salon. And so everything is around education. I could not tell you the education that is provided by the salon. It's out of control. All year round, we have different people flying in and coming in. And I mean, the salon takes care of that constant. I mean, I've never had to really think about renewing. As I mean, I thought about renewal, but I haven't thought about getting those hours because the salon provides them. So to me, I would answer the same way as I did then. It's about somewhere you can grow, someone who wants to invest in you and your progression, because that's what it's about. If you're not growing, you have to go. So that's what's
Yes.
important.
So I think somebody who just said financial freedom, and I'd like to talk about financial freedom. What does financial freedom really means? It says, if you don't love where you are, live and go find it.
That's
But
right.
what are you guys looking to have in a salon? And somebody said to me the other day, I would love to have the freedom to make choices. And what do you mean by that? So you work in the salon, but you also want to have a nice lifestyle at home. So you have to have some sort of financial independence, right? So what does it mean to you to have financial freedom?
For me, you know, I don't really know how to answer that question. All I know is I know it's important to me. Financial freedom is something we have to work for, though. And so, as far as finding it in the salon, yes, you need to find a place that you can grow and you can blossom and bloom into your own. I feel like sometimes in this day, the expectation of how you get there, how you get that financial freedom, I don't know if that expectation is always set. You know, we have to work really, really hard for that. And it's, again, I'm always reflecting on what I can do better. I hate pointing the finger out because it just doesn't serve anybody, right? Blaming and pointing. You can really look inside yourself and say, what can I do to gain financial freedom, right? Well, you're going to have to really work hard. And until you really accept that, you know, I don't know. I just don't see how anywhere you go is going to hand anything to you on a platter. You know, you're going to have to, they can give you the resources, but you're going to have to take it in your own hands, take charge and initiative into growing yourself and your business.
Yeah, and I believe that no matter what, we work hard. Whether, you know, you work hard on, you know, when you work hard being a student or you work hard, and hard, the word hard is kind of a funny word. What if
Sure.
you were in your environment, in your salon, and you were working 40, 50 hours a week, but you love what you do? Suddenly that hard work is not so hard anymore because you enjoy what you're doing.
Sure.
So at what point, Ashley, did you decide that you want to become a recruiter and an educator?
You know, again, to mention one of my mentors, Sarah, she told me at some point in my early career, she said to me, Ashley, I think you're going to be one of the most sought after motivational speakers in our business. And she told me that. And when she told me that, I wasn't so sure that I even liked that idea because I didn't know what does that mean, you know? And so she kind of put it out there, and eventually there was a need in the company, and I knew I liked, you know, the idea of going into the schools. They know I could bring a lot of energy, and it just so happened that the universe just aligned it for me that I got this opportunity to do it. And I'm so passionate about it because the energy you need to bring to the students and pump them up uh, is so valuable. You know, I think people need that, especially now.
Yeah. Well, especially now, I had a conversation with one of our members at Salon Cadence today,
Hmm.
and she was really upset. She's had a really hard time wearing the mask. She said that, you know, she's used to work 10 to 10 hours a day,
Hmm.
and it exhausted her. She can't even do 8 hours a day because of the mask and
Sure.
everything else. So what do you do in today's world where you just really need to get re-inspired? Everybody is wearing a mask. And so I know you have not had that for quite some time right now, wearing a mask, because you just started today. But how does everybody else feels here about wearing a mask every day? I know it's really difficult. So how do you manage that?
To me, I mean, I guess I'm gonna find out because I wore it for a short time today. But I think your energy, it's about really caring for yourself. If you know that if you're better hydrated, if you need to take a break, if you need to go outside, you need to catch your breath, you have to really do what you can to take care of yourself during this time. Luckily, for us, um, we're not, there's a pause on blow dries for us so we don't overheat in the mask. All of these different things. And I like that Caesar kind of said, you get used to it. It's not the end of the world, and we have to make the best of it. And you might be emotional today about it, but tomorrow you can make the best moment of it. So, it's not forever. And we have to make the best of it because it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But maybe a couple of tips that I've heard that was really great to do is to make sure that you don't book yourself too many hours in a day, and not to have too many clients sitting in such a short time. Kind of spread it out more, and
Sure.
take some meditation. Just do a lot of breathing exercise.
Mm.
So go out and do some more breathing exercise. Take inhale, exhale, 5 to 10 minutes. Um, I know
That
that
always helps.
that always helps is to really do a good breathing. So now going back to Ashley, back to recruiting, because I know you speak a lot about having a very good development program in your salon, to put a really good development program. I know that helped you a lot also to become a better stylist, is to develop. What is kind of a development program is like? What kind of a journey does an employee has to go to until they feel very confident in your salon?
I love talking about this because our training program at Zano Salon, to me, is one of the best there is because it's been reworked, rewritten, and it's really custom fit to the student, to the intern. So let's just say you come into the salon, and you want to cut hair only. Let's just say you come in the salon, you want to cut and color hair, you want to just do color, you want to color hair and do nails. Any service that is covered under your license, you're allowed to do with us. And so to me, it feels like you have a lot of freedom in what you choose, where your passion is, what service you want to provide. And then we take that and we'll train you. We'll give you the best education possible on those topics. And it's really custom fit to the person. It's not one size fits all here. It's people learn differently. People learn at different paces. And so it's really up to you, whatever you want to do, we'll train you to the best of our ability and really custom fit a training program for your needs. And I take a lot of pride in that because I think it's fantastic. It hasn't always been that way.
Mm, mm. What do you mean that it not always been that way?
So, for example, the one size fits all. I mean, at Zano Salon, once upon a time we were departmentalized. And so, with the times, people don't want to departmentalize anymore. And so we change with the times. You have to evolve with the times. And to me, it's very appealing if I was fresh out of beauty school and they tell you, wow, you could do anything you want here and we'll train you. Choose what services you're passionate about and we'll train you. To me, I think that's fantastic rather than making somebody do something that they're not really inspired to do. I know some colorists who really don't want to cut hair. Good, don't. If color is your passion, I think what a great opportunity to go somewhere where you can have the choice.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what happens to a student that comes out and when they come to your salon, they get interviewed and obviously going through the journey. What happens if they feel that they're not confident enough, they're not ready to get on the floor? How long does it actually takes for you guys to train them Do you have a specific structure or goals to be set?
You know, again, it's like we kind of measure it as we go, right? We're kind of tracking the progress of that particular intern and saying, here's where they're at, you know, how, and we kind of, you know, we're tracking, okay, here's where you feel comfortable. We don't want to throw anyone on the floor if they don't feel they're ready. We don't want you on the floor if you don't look ready, right? And so, where are we talking about? We're talking about Zano Salon and Day Spa. That's the salon I work for, Addictive Style, to answer your question. We're in we're in Chicago. I don't know where you guys are, but we're actually, I work in Naperville, Illinois, but that's where we're from. Where are
So
you, Meet? Where are you right now?
I am in Seattle. It is beautiful Seattle right now. So talking to you from the West Coast, it's 5 o'clock, almost 6 o'clock. So what do you think is the biggest challenge for salons when it comes to recruiting? Because I know you go to school and there's a lot of students there. They all want to be graduates, but a lot of them don't. And the one that do, there's not many people. There's not many people really stick. You know what's the problem? Where is the gap? Why can we just? Where is that lack of success? Why do you think it happens?
You know what? Here's what I hear and see a lot. I think people want to get out of school and they want to start a business, or they want to rent it, you know, do a booth, rent a booth. I don't know that everybody wants to go into a training program. I think that entrepreneurship looks very attractive to a lot of people when they're, you know, and so I think unless you want or somebody tells you you should do it, maybe they're not really wanting to go into a training program. I think you have to get them inspired and show the value in that
Hmm.
education, because they need to know education never stops in our business. You know, it's
Yeah.
so important. And you need to go get more training. You know, you need to go and assist or go intern somewhere. You know, there's a huge value there.
And so you think the problem is because everybody wants to start on their own?
I think that's a part of the problem. I think people don't want to work super hard. I think that's a thing. I think people at times want to, you know, again, I don't mean to say it like a handout, but basically, people need to work really hard. So we need to teach the younger generation what it's really going to take to be successful. And, you know, if it's a great match, it's a great match. It's like dating. You know, you might go on a million dates, but not every person is going to fit. And so the company culture is what it is. If somebody comes and fits, it's fantastic. If not, then that's okay. You wish them well, and hopefully they find what does fit for them.
Now, Ashley, you've been really successful in such a short period of a time. You know, you really built an amazing career already. What does it take? What did it take you to build that? And I know you said that there has been really tough times, especially going through the whole part of being in lockdown for 3 months.
Mhm.
What does it take? What do you think, in your opinion, what does it take to be very successful as a student, or even as a senior?
So I'm going to say this. Thank you so much for saying I'm so successful and all this. But to me, Ronnie, I'm just getting started over here, you know? So it's like I'm not even close to where I see it going. I think you have to be very passionate about what you do, and you have to just build yourself nonstop, almost obsessively. Just keep growing yourself, because the best investment we can give is to ourselves. And so to learn, to educate yourself, um, you know, just be better. All, you know, don't stop growing and don't get stagnant. To me, that's the most important thing. Who, you know, whether you're fresh out of school or you're a seasoned beauty professional, the second you start getting stagnant, to me is bad news, because you know, where's the value? Like, to me, I'm taking it back to my chair, back to my team, and saying, here's something new. You know, our industry is ever changing, right? Whether it's, you know, styles that are coming in, they're out tomorrow, right? Fashion is ever changing. So you have to constantly, like, literally tirelessly educate yourself and be passionate about it, be hungry, and don't get lazy, and slack and say, I don't want to do, just do it, because you're going to thank yourself for it later.
What do you do on a daily basis to get inspired?
What don't I do?
What
It's
what don't
no,
you do?
I'm saying, what don't I do? It's not, it's not
Yeah.
something I want to do. It's something I have to do. We have to. I'll be honest with you. I had a hard day today because I was very, um, when things are out of your control, it's frustrating, right? And I think anybody could relate to that. And I was emotional today about it. But you know what? I have to pull myself up. I have to pull myself up, because you cannot just sit in that. You cannot sit. You can visit that place, but don't sit in that. And I think, especially, everybody's hurting right now. Oh my God. But basically, what are you exposing yourself to? What are you reading? What are you listening to? Who are you talking to? What conversations are you having? These are so important. I rarely participate in conversations that are negative. I won't.
Mm,
I'm very strict about it. I will literally like walk. I just like give you the silent treatment. People that work with me know this about me. That it's like, and I love everybody. I don't mean to um, minimize anything that's going on. I care a lot about people, but I care so much that I have to have boundaries about what I expose myself to, because you get sucked into, what I'm saying? You go down a rabbit
yeah,
hole,
yeah.
and you have to be very intentional about what your day is going to look like. I believe in that. It's not how is this day going to go. It's how am I going to create a good day for myself and those around me.
Now, when you thinking about that, and when it's hard times, so how do you get out of that? How do you get out of that mindset? I mean, right now things are really sticky. There's a lot of negative in social media. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's almost like, why don't you come and hang in Instagram, because it's a little bit more fun than hanging in Facebook right now. But I mean, seriously, but we're coming out of this lockdown, and we're going back, and I thought it was in somewhat a good opportunity to think about your career, to kind of think about, am I happy of what I'm doing? Do I want something different? Do I want to go get, maybe a different opportunity with pivot my career? So in order to be in a good, positive mindset, I love what you said, where you just want to surround yourself with very positive people.
Yes.
If you're going to surround yourself with negative people that put you down all the time and tell you maybe you're not good enough, or it's just not going to motivate you. So it's almost like watching a thriller of a movie. You're intense all the time, so your body is like this all the time, right? It's like, you're just going crazy. Oh, versus if you're watching like a really good show and a funny show, it puts you in a happy mind, because that's
Right.
what your brain likes. So, how do you, because you told me about the hard times that you had with your boyfriend, and how it was just like constantly putting you down. What made you get out of this situation?
Back then, well,
Yes.
well, that was pretty easy. The universe, will take you where you need to go. So, there's an expiration date on everything, I think. So, luckily, like I said, at that time in my life, I said, how am I going to make people feel good if I don't feel good? How are you going to be a bright light for other people if you're feeling like crap? It doesn't add up. So once I really started to love and value myself, things started to come into fruition a lot more for me. So I don't know. I thank the universe for that. I don't really have an answer. I don't know if it was me. I think that as you grow and you start to really take time to love and cherish yourself and nurture yourself, great things come to you. So, protecting your energy, protecting your space, and better things come to you.
Yeah, and I agree with that. So if you can send a message to anybody, what would be a good vibe of a message right now? Everybody's going back to work or trying to get back to where it was before.
Wow. So I guess the message I would love to send is, I think everyone's in a place where, you know, I love people, as much as you could go whichever way and say, I'm seeing a divide, right? I don't want to get too involved in the current situation, what's going on, but I want to say, if you have love in your heart and you want to change the world in a positive way and you're a hairdresser, go to work and do the best you could be. Love on the people around you. Stay positive. Stay hopeful. If you're going down that rabbit hole, just try to pull yourself out. Talk to a friend. Read something positive. Listen to a podcast. I have a podcast called Up in the Hair. It's linked on my Instagram, beautyby.ashleynicole. And I make an effort to every single week come out with something positive to share, because where our attention goes, our energy flows, right? So whatever you're reading, whatever you're looking at all day, pay attention to how that makes you feel. Where is your energy in this current moment? I notice that if I scroll Facebook for an hour, I'm exhausted. I feel like I literally got the crap beat out of me. So why do it? I already know what's going on. So why am I on there still? Think about it. Laugh a
Laugh
lot,
aloud.
Caesar said.
Yeah.
I'm with you. You have to laugh. You have to have fun. You have to enjoy and make the best of every day. And I think we all know that. It's just so hard to see that. And again, I don't want to minimize anything or be insensitive when I say this, but we have the opportunity to touch people, and not just by doing their hair. So I take it very, very seriously about that opportunity. And so, yeah, set yourself up in the morning, every single morning. The first 2 hours that I wake up is about me. It's about my body, my mind, my spirit, whatever I need to get right for the day. If you're listening to people who are constantly, bringing down your vibe, maybe you need to rethink why you're letting that person in. It doesn't mean you have to say, get away from me, but love them and send them on their way. I think people need boundaries, and so hopefully everybody who's listening has those boundaries in place. But if you don't, just rethink it, because it's so important to protect your energy.
And protecting energy means to conserve energy and surround yourself with the right people around you that can support you.
Yes.
I think, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, a little bit younger, and I wanted to become a hairdresser, my family looked at us and they said, no, we just don't think a hairdresser is in our family. And,
Wow.
we're coming from different type of backgrounds, lawyers and doctors and, technology. So hairdressing was not, but I was always so in love with making people feel beautiful. To me, I always wanted to make a person feel so confident so they can climb any mountain they want and they can reach whatever they want. I still, till today, that's what I do.
Oh, I love that.
And to me, I couldn't express to my parents or to the people around me that I loved it, but I also loved it through the beauty, through fashion. So I couldn't see any other things, but it took me a while to get to where I wanted to be. And I needed support, and I really needed support. And there were times where I doubt myself so many times because I'm thinking, maybe that's not the right person. Maybe I'm not the right thing for it. And every time I have a goal to achieve, I go through that mind bugging thing. And the brain is the strongest tool we have. It's a goal-seeking machine. It's a goal-seeking machine. And it does not at all knows the difference between reality to imagination.
Right.
So if you tell your brain, this is who I am, because this is who you believe you are, and this is what I want, the brain is going to do whatever it takes to just get there. Your subconscious mind is just going to work to make it happen.
Right.
So Ashley, when you go to bed and you're going to be around people who are going to tell you you're not good enough, you don't want to do this, you do something different, what are you thinking to yourself? You'll never make money, you'll never be successful. If your brain listens to it, it's going to pull you down. And what's going to happen is it's just going to suck you right down in, and it's going to make you say, and it's going to create that reality which you don't
Right.
want.
No.
So, Ashley, You're so beautiful. I've been
You are.
talking to you 3 sessions now, and every time that I'm talking to you, I get more inspired, right? And I think that's the gift that you have. So, what is your brain wants to do? What does Ashley wants to do next?
Thank you for saying that. I've enjoyed you so much. You're beautiful, and I love what you're trying to do. You know, you're trying to inspire people just the same, and get these conversations going to help people. You know, and I see you too, and I'm thankful for you. Thank you. Um, to me, I just, I think you asked the question, if somebody's trying to bring you down, or if, it's all about you. So what do you believe about yourself? What do you think about yourself? Do you think that you're worth it? Do you think you're a value? Do you think you're beautiful? Do you think that, you have something to say, people want to hear it? You have to have that confidence in yourself, because that's all that matters. It does not matter what anybody else says, thinks, does. It should really unaffect you what people think of you. It's really about what you think of you. And so,
Mm,
everyone needs to be confident in who they are and appreciate the things they have. And I talk about this all the time, because I see people who, they are cutting themselves down, chopping themselves down. They don't want to say, they don't want to post it, whatever it is, because they don't really believe in themselves. And so if I could tell anybody anything, it's you're amazing. Just stop, being so hard on yourself, because it, you have something to give. Everybody has something to give, and just put it out there. So
yeah.
that's it.
Thank you. That's great. That's divine. And as the great author of the 5 second rules, Mel Robbins says, just make a decision and count till five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just do it. Make the decision.
Yeah.
Because any other seconds after five, you're just not going to do it. So if you decide, I am going today to find the best place for me to work because I'm looking for that environment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get up and go
And
look
go.
for it. And go.
Get up and go.
Get up and go, right?
I love it. You're so cute. You
Thank
are
you.
so cute. I've talked to her so many times now. I mean, I know it's only been 3, but you're very sweet. I appreciate, because I'm the same as you. We just want to get out there and give to people and share and bring everybody up, because it's so much dark stuff happening. We cannot even afford to, I mean, we have to be proactive about spreading light around and love, and just in any way you can, in any way you want.
I know. I asked you that before we got on the show. What message do you want to bring into the audience? And you said, I just spread the light around you. And in these days, more than anything, everybody needs to be more compassionate, more patient with everybody,
Yeah.
and stop thinking about yourself so much. Just think
Yeah.
about uh,
Others.
others, because if you serve and you give, it's so incredibly rewarding.
Yes.
If you help somebody with a slice of happiness, with just bringing some joy in their life, but just being there and supporting them in the hard times or good times, then now you become, I don't think, more powerful.
Well, it's going to come back to you. What you put out, you get. And people are not always thinking of that. They're like, this happened to me. It's like, just as you start your day. I'm not talking about today, right? Because we know what's going on today. I don't want to talk about that anymore. It's just in a normal day's life, right? How you get up, how you approach the day is going to approach you. That's just the truth. Honestly, if you really look at it, that's what happens. So, you're like, oh, this sucks. Oh, this is crap. Oh, this, that. It's just a domino effect. But if you say, oh, this is great. This is awesome. I'm grateful. We count our blessings so often. Like anybody I'm with, it's whether it's me and my boyfriend before dinner, it doesn't matter what you believe in. You can be grateful for something. You can find something. And the more you do that, I do believe that I will get everything in my life that I would desire through gratitude. I think it's the tool that you have to use.
So if we can give, between the two of us, if we can give 4 things that you and I believe in that could help anybody get into a better mindset or a better state of being,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think will be the 4 things they need to do every day? Wake up in the morning and
Well, wake up in the morning, do self-care. That's so big. You know, I always invite people. I know this is such like a hard thing for people to do, but you need to go in the mirror and you need to say all the things you think are beautiful about you. People will not do it because people are constantly picking at themselves. Oh, I need Botox. Oh, I need more, you know, whatever it is, right? It's culture today. It's the media, it's whatever. But you know what? There's something amazing about you. If you're listening to this, there's something beautiful about you that you're not even, you have no clue how amazing you actually are, and
So
you minimize yourself all the time.
So stand in front of the mirror, exercise, and say you are beautiful and you
Yes,
are good enough. And
yes.
then the second thing is having a gratitude.
Yeah,
What am
have
I?
gratitude. And then another thing I would say is, you know, again, what you absorb, what you're listening to, you're going to become, right? The words that you speak, they build the house you live in. They say that too. So, you know, be very deliberate about what kind of day you're going to have, the conversations you're going to have, the energy you give to what are you looking at? What are you paying attention to? Are you paying attention to what they're doing over there? And oh my God, and you know, no, pay attention to how you could better yourself and others and how you can grow.
And I love that. So pay attention to have an intention of how your day is going to be.
Yes, set some
Right? So that's
intention
the
for
third
sure.
thing. So just really design your day by design. What is it going to feel and what you're going to be? And
Yes,
the fourth thing, what will be the other thing that we want to send to the world, another practice. So we're going to recap this. So first we're just going to say, look at the mirror and look at the good things that we have.
yes.
You become what you think. That's
That's
correctly
right.
right.
Yes.
And then you're going to have you're going to have a little gratitude, and gratitude means what are you thankful
Hmm.
about today. And you know, there's so many times you can say I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my life, I'm grateful, but think
Yeah.
about even little things about what you're grateful for. So what would be your fourth thing that we're going to give them?
I think you need a vision board, a new one.
A new vision. Okay, challenge, new vision board. Why don't everybody just go and create their next place that they're going to be, where they want to be, and what they really want. So create that vision board for yourself. Something new today.
Give a hands up, you guys, if you need a vision board, if you need to make one. And then if you have one, comment that you already have one.
Good idea. How many of you have a vision board, and how many of you have done your vision board a long time ago? Yay. Thank you, ladies. So glad you're on Monday night. Yes, good. We're going to be on next Monday night, but we're going to be on Facebook Live. We're going to alternate between Instagram and Facebook. But please come visit us 8 o'clock on next week. We have a really great guest, and hopefully Ashley can join us there.
You're so cute. I
Ashley,
love you. Isn't she
thank
so
you.
cute, you guys? She's so
Oh,
sweet.
oh, you're
You
too
just
kind.
finished one yesterday while cleaning up magazine. That's amazing. Honestly, everyone needs a vision board because if you don't set these intentions, how are things going to come to life for you? I'm just wondering. It's just gonna
Mm.
happen to you. You're gonna make it happen. Uh,
even if
it's
it's
so
little
important.
even if it's the little things, even if you wanted to do a vision board for just 1 month, does anybody ever did a vision board for 1 month? So I know a vision board could be overwhelming. I want to have a house, I want to have this car, I want to be this, and I want to accomplish this. But what if you did a 1 month vision board? 1 month, that's it. What would it look
Right,
like?
right. You know, this month I just want to be back to work. I want to be doing what I love. I want to be doing it with the people I love. You know, I just want to get back to some type of normalcy, and it's going to go there. You know, it's going to take a moment, but we have to be patient. We have to see it through, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So it'll be good. It'll be okay.
I
I think
love it.
I love the 1 month goal though. I do.
Let's just do that, even if it's three goals, one vision month. But as we have 38 seconds left for this wonderful conversation that we had together, I can't be more grateful for having you, Ashley, here
Thank
on
you.
Huddle Time with Ronit. And I can't wait to have another conversation with you.
You're the best. Thank you so
No,
much.
you are. And for everybody, there's going to be links on Instagram just to see where's the podcast for Ashley. And for
you.
anybody who's interested in anything else, please comment and let us know. We'll be in Facebook Live next Monday at 8 p.m. See you guys
Thank
later.
you.